Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is an update talking about how awesome Shadow of Mordor is. I'm talking about why I haven't put up any videos in a while, and also just basically what's been going on. So first off, let me talk about Shadow of Mordor. I've been playing this on Xbox One. It is one of the best games I've played in a really long time. I've recorded some footage which is just playing behind at the moment, and as you can see, I'm really getting into the game. It's excellent. When I first started playing it, I really couldn't suss out the combat mechanics and how that affected Nemesis when you died. But it's one of those games where you need to put a few hours into it, and then it all kind of starts to come together. And the combat and everything is really superb. I can't really play enough of it, to be honest, and I've been going around trying to avoid the main missions, doing all the side missions, because it's such a good fun game. And one of the only games I've really played a lot of on the next gen consoles. I've only got a few games for Xbox One, but this is the one I've put the most time into, and considering the console's a year old, that's kind of disappointing really, but hey, whatever. So yeah, I've been playing Shadow of Mordor, and one interesting thing I noticed the other day is it had an update where you could play as a female warrior, which is quite cool. I don't think it affects the cutscenes and stuff, but it's quite entertaining being able to play as a female warrior, especially considering all the issues going around in the gaming world over sexism and all that kind of thing. May just be a token gesture, if I'm honest, but it's very cool. It's very cool. Anyway, yeah, I just really wanted to do an update and talk about my channel and what's been going on with me and why there's not really been much update on the channel recently. Basically, I've got video creators block. I really don't know what to do next. I've got a few ideas, but I haven't really kind of finished any of the ideas off to let me start creating content. And so basically I haven't really put very much up on my channel for the last 4 or 5 months, I think. I did a couple of Elite Dangerous tutorials, and I actually got some really good feedback on those, which I really appreciate. If you gave me feedback, I really appreciate that. They went down really well, but they were taking me a long time to do, and that sounds really daft because they were only 20 minutes long. And what I was doing, I was going through the Elite Dangerous tutorials, explaining how to do the tutorials, because the tutorials themselves didn't really tell you, oh, you need to press this key to go vertically up and all that kind of stuff. But it took me ages to do, because basically I had to play through about 3 or 4 times before recording commentary, so that I knew what I was doing. Because Elite Dangerous is one of those games where you really need to sink a lot of time into it to kind of understand what's going on, understand the mechanics of the ship and the game and the vastness of the world and everything. And I really wanted to start recording some more Elite Dangerous kind of tutorials, basically starting from a complete noob level and showing people how to get started. But the trouble was, I couldn't get started myself, and so I was recording something the other day where I was just started in the initial station trying to work out what to do. Because I didn't know what I was doing, the video just turned into an absolute disaster. And that's the trouble. It is a real time sink, and then if you want to try and teach people about it, you need to learn it all yourself and learn it really well, and then go back and do it again. So I will try to get back into Elite Dangerous, but it's kind of finding the time. I really want to play the game more than anything else. It's coming up to release now. I think we're on to a beta, the last beta, or even into the gamma release, which presumes they're like release candidate. So yeah, it's gonna be live pretty soon. While we're talking about Elite Dangerous, I just like to talk about my thoughts on this kind of solo mode. I'm completely ambivalent to what they've done with that. I think that it's one of those things, it's a risk you take as a backer of something that's not released as to whether these features go in. And I think it's really great that Frontier have gone and done some some refunds for people who are particularly upset about that. I think that's an excellent and a really good thing to do for the community. But I do think from my perspective, I would have liked that mode, but that's a risk I take as a backer of an unreleased product, and I'm prepared to take that on the chin and keep playing the game, really. Anyway, that's all by the by. So yeah, like I say, I've been having video creators block, really, and it's kind of interesting. We had our house renovated, which is why I haven't posted very many videos over the summer. We've basically been living in other people's houses for the 2 months of July and August. Basically, we were house sitting or living with family and friends, and so I didn't have all my equipment. We moved back into the house in September, and we've had a lot of stuff to do. We've had to, put furniture together, redo things. We've been waiting for our kitchen to be finished off because there's been a problem with that, and that's been going on for far too long. And it's just been really difficult. And actually, because I needed to work from home, that's actually what's driven getting all my computer equipment back out of storage, really, more than anything. And the video creation has just definitely taken a bit of a back seat. We're still kind of in the finishing stages of getting the house sorted out. There's a few last things left over with the builder, which hopefully are going to get sorted out next week, and then we should be good to go. And there's loads of bits of DIY as well. The builders, they do an excellent job, but they don't put up curtain rails and things like that unless you're obviously prepared to pay for them. So we've got a lot of that kind of thing to do. My girlfriend's making curtains for the whole house, so as she's making them, I'm putting up curtain poles and all that kind of thing. So there's just ongoing work with the house, and that kind of thing has to take priority. Life gets in the way of your hobbies and your pastimes, and playing video games in my case. So that's where we are, and it's been busy at work as well. It's always like that for us. Over the summer, it's normally quite quiet, and then as we head towards the winter, we have a big peak of work, and then it'll go quiet over Christmas, hopefully. And so yeah, it's been busy at work as well, which hasn't helped, and obviously all that's got in the way. Final straw the other day is my car broke down. I had to have it rescued on the back of a truck, which was entertaining, and the RAC they came and tried to repair it, and they couldn't fix the car, so I had to get it towed to the garage, which was it was entertaining. So I'm carless as well at the moment, so it's basically been one thing after another, and trying to make videos has been the last thing I've been able to do, really. What I wanted to try and do with this video was I do want to try and do a video log once in a while. I might try to do it every month, just to kind of give a recap, talk about where the channel's going. And I thought, rather than putting my ugly mug in the video, I would just record the blog separately, and then just play it back over the top of some gameplay which I recorded previously. So this is kind of not a commentary. This is very much the videos for background, and actually I'll put the audio up onto SoundCloud as well, because I'm trying to see if I can use that as a way to share some kind of life experiences and stuff in a different format to the video format, and talking about things as you're playing games. So hopefully this is going to turn out alright. I've never done anything like this before, so it might be a disaster. It might be really good, but yeah, I hope it's useful stuff. I'm trying to work out how to get past my video creation block, and I've got a couple of ideas. One of the things I'd really like to do is try to kind of share my enthusiasm of retro consoles, and what I'm trying to do at the moment is that I'm trying to build up my collection of hardware, but the hardware is so expensive. I mean, these things some of these things are like 20 years old nearly, and but you're paying an awful lot of money for them on eBay. And so what I've started doing is I've started buying broken ones and trying to repair them. And now I haven't got a background in electronics at all. I know a little bit, and YouTube's really fantastic there because there are so many people into the same thing. But obviously a lot of these people who do videos of like refurbishment, they do know electronics, so I'm really coming at it from a complete beginner's perspective. And what I want to do is do a series of videos. I've just refurbished a PlayStation 2, one of the original fat ones, and I want to do a teardown video of that, because actually I couldn't find a really good one that told you how to take everything apart and where the key components were. So I've got that in the mix, and I've also got a couple of Nintendo DS Lites to refurbish as well. So they would be the start of a series of bringing old consoles back to life, so that you can use them, and also you can get them for cheap, kind of thing. So that's one video series I thought about. And then obviously there's Elite Dangerous. I really would like to do a series on Elite Dangerous, but I'm going to have to put some hours into it before I'm comfortable with then going off and recording a series. And I thought it would be, I think Elite Dangerous is a really good thing to maybe do a kind of role play type a video series in. I don't know, I've never tried to do anything like that. I just thought it'd be a really good idea to try and do some kind of role play thing around Elite Dangerous, because basically you are dumped in the middle of space, in the middle of nowhere, and you could make a really good story out of that, I think. But I'm not really quite sure how the story would gel together with the action, because there's so much kind of thought behind Elite Dangerous. You definitely need to think about it. Obviously there's the combat and the hunting and mining and hunting for lost goods and all that kind of thing, but there's a lot of kind of drudge work, and I don't mean drudge work, it's a game, right? So it's good fun. I find if you don't find it fun, you wouldn't play the game anyway. So yeah, I'm not kind of quite sure how that's going to fit into the series, but it's something I've been thinking about, and it's an idea that I had. And then I've got a couple of other things. I really wanted to finish off spin tyres. I started recording a series of spin tyres before we had to move out of the house, and I've got a couple of episodes in. I think I might have a third one that needs needs rendering. So there's that. I'd really like to get that done, because I found that a really fun game, and actually I'd like to finish the map that I was doing and just get back into it and see if there's anything else going on. And then the other thing I really want to do is I want to record some more tech type videos, because I've been really struggling working out the new 60 frames per second stuff on YouTube. I'd like to be able to put up some 60 frames per second videos, and but it's actually a bit of a research required to actually kind of work out what it is you need to do, what the best encoding configuration is, and obviously you've got to capture something at 60 frames per second as well. So I've kind of switched over. I was a real fan of DxTory, but I've actually switched over to recording with Shadowplay at the moment, because I've got an NVIDIA card and it actually seems pretty good and very performant. And actually I've been recording my commentary in Audacity and then overlaying that on the top, rather than trying to record at the same time with Shadowplay, because you can't tweak the volume. So unless you've got the volumes of your voice and the gameplay audio exactly spot on, you can't tune them once you're trying to render it. So I'm actually recording with Audacity separately, I'm also recording this with Audacity as well. And Audacity is really good because it's got filters and stuff. You can actually kind of post-process your audio to make it clearer, make the commentary clearer, and then overlay it back on top of the video, which is quite cool. But I really want to be able to do that and do 60 frames per second if I can. But I've seen a lot of people commenting that to go from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second in terms of rendering time can be really expensive. And so I need to have a play around with that and do some comparisons. And what I'd really like to do is do 2 videos and make them like 5 minutes long each, and do like a brief introduction to what you need to do to get 60 frames per second going, but record one in 30, one in 60, and show the difference in quality on YouTube, but also the difference in render times based on my configuration. So that's something else. But like I say, I've got all these ideas, and I've not been able to kind of prioritise them and finish them, and it's getting a little bit frustrating at the moment. It's my own fault. I need to kind of set aside some time to do it. Anyway, so hopefully the channel will be coming back. Hopefully there will be some more content coming pretty soon. I really appreciate people's support on the Elite Dangerous stuff, and so I would like to do some more of that for people. Yeah, hopefully I can get back into recording some good footage soon, and maybe before Christmas the channel will kind of get back into some shape where I'll start to post a couple of videos a week. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks very much for listening, guys. Really appreciate your support. Cheers.